Hello everyone, my name is Ella and I'm very curious how many of you are using cloud computing. Oh great, so now I'm going to tell you how to save up to 50% on clouds. So as you already know, at ASI we have Sherlock platform, which is the best platform for data science work, and all the fellows use this platform to produce their results. Sherlock has been built on cloud, and cloud services can be very expensive. So this is very crucial to understand cloud pricing models. There are many providers of cloud, and Sherlock is built on AWS. And AWS provides three pricing models. First one is on demand, where you pay only for what you use for computing. This is kind of pay as you go. And then if you're willing to commit over 1 or 3 years, you can get 40% discount in reserved model. But there is one more exciting discount, up to 90% for the spot instances pricing model. But what are spot instances? So if you imagine that this grid represents all of the instances that are available on Amazon, the blue boxes are those used by on-demand and reserved customers. All the orange are not used by this type of customers, and they are called spot instances. This is a huge amount of infrastructure, so Amazon thought, hey, why don't we give it to customers so they can use it cheap? So to be more complex, there are many type of instances, and each of them has their own pricing market. So if you look at the example of the three, each of these instances has its own price that changes in the real time, which is represented by the colored line. And Amazon gives us 90 days of a history of this price. But there is the fun part of it, that we can bid on the prices. So for example, we have the ideal world where we are deciding how much we are willing to pay for our instances. So we decide this is $1, and if the instance price is beyond our maximum price, we can use the instance. But when it exceeds, we can choose to go for other instance, or we lose the bid. So we only pay for what we're willing to pay. But this sounds too good to be true, right? So what is the catch? So the catch is that the spot instance can be taken away from us at any given moment with only 2 minutes warning. This means that we need to prepare our workload for the interruption or pause. But it doesn't mean that we have to cry, because this will not happen all the time. So on average, this interruption will happen at the 5%, with the 5% rate. So Amazon gives us a hint about the interruptions, and they release the information for each instance type. What is the risk that the interruption will happen? And that is in 5 categories. So we started collecting this data, and we thought, maybe we can look at if there is any correlation between the price and the interruption. So for example, here, you can see that over 2 weeks, the price has raised, and at some point, the risk of the interruptions of the instances being taken away also increased. This is kind of intuitive. There's more demand, so they take away more instances. But here we found another example where the price goes down and at some point stay low, and it's quite stable, which we like, because if we use this instance, it means that we pay very low price and we save lots of money. However, if we look at the behavior of the risk of instances being taken away, this is a bit more complex. So the correlation here is more complex, and a few weeks of data collection that we have is not enough to make this prediction. But so far, the outcome of my project is the better understanding of the complex spot pricing models and its trade-offs. We have also automated data collection mechanism, and these both are the data science foundation to potentially predict and lower the risk of instance interruptions. But the most important thing is that the spot instances model is great for savings on cloud if your workload is prepared for interruptions. And as a result, This pricing model will be built into Sherlock, and ASI spends tens of thousands of pounds per month on cloud computing, and therefore this will enable to save hundreds of thousands of pounds in a year for Sherlock team and their customers. Thank you.